Our story begins with a man named Marlon. He is the happiest person in the world. While others celebrate their birthday once a year, he celebrates his 365 days. Every day, his daughter brings out the exact same cake. After he blows out the candles with one breath, his daughter says the same blessing, presents the same gift, and finally, makes the same suggestion. They agree in unison, just like yesterday. Then, as if rehearsing a script, the family watches that same movie for the 300th time. Her father is already struggling to keep his eyes open, and her younger brother can even recite the lines backward. Only she seems to be watching it for the first time, still startled by the plot because for her, it truly is the first time. His daughter's series of strange actions trace back to his birthday last year. On a sunny afternoon, she accompanied her father to pick pineapples. He happily turned on the music, but in the instant they shared a smile, a cow suddenly appeared ahead. Along with the tumbling pineapples, the car crashed into a roadside tree. Due to the impact, her brain was injured, causing her memory to remain forever stuck on the night before the accident. Any memories she forms after that night vanish by the next morning. Consequently, every day she wakes up, she repeats everything she did on the day of her father's birthday. She has repeated this cycle 300 times. Because of that, her father has celebrated his birthday 300 times. Her father and brother cooperate as always, because they fear she would suffer an emotional breakdown if she learned the truth. But her father could never have dreamed that the appearance of one man would entirely change his daughter's life. The man, Nick, is a playboy. After being heartlessly abandoned by his first love, he stopped believing in pure affection. Since then, he has constantly flirted around, using his charm to capture the hearts of many women. However, whenever a relationship is about to get serious, he always chooses to end it abruptly. Under the scorching sun, Nick waves goodbye and begins his workday. As a marine caretaker and veterinarian, his daily tasks include treating marine animals and providing first aid to injured colleagues. In his spare time, he sails his wooden boat. When the sea breeze hits his face, he can forget all his troubles. But things go awry when a sudden gale snaps the mast in half and knocks the rudder away. Left with no choice, Nick takes a rubber dinghy to a nearby restaurant to wait for a tow. After some small talk with the staff, he picks up a newspaper, but a sudden reflection flashes across his face. He instinctively looks up. Nick continues to observe the girl's every move. He watches her cut waffles and stack them into a small tower, then pour hot cocoa inside, completing a small volcano. She flashes a satisfied smile, and Nick can't help but grin. Perhaps because he truly likes her, Nick doesn't approach her this time. Instead, he returns to the zoo and tells his colleague. His colleague senses his hesitation and tells him he would definitely take the initiative and never miss the chance. Seizing the rare opportunity, Nick returns to the restaurant. Coincidentally, at the same time and place, the girl is in the same seat, ordering waffles. This time, she is building a house out of them, but the door keeps falling down. Seeing this, Nick grabs a toothpick and walks over. After saying this, Nick prepares to leave, but she calls him back. Fate is a curious thing. The two begin their first conversation. When talking about his job, she mentions smelling an odor. Nick awkwardly explains and scrubs his hands with lemon to hide the fishy smell, but she doesn't mind. In fact, she likes it because her father and brother are fishermen. Every time they go to sea, they are gone for a long time, so she hugs them tightly when they return. Nick's humorous yet graceful conversation wins her over. The atmosphere relaxes, moving from polite small talk to casual jokes and banter, until the owner approaches to remind them that breakfast hours are ending. Realizing how long they've been talking, they walk out together, the conversation still flowing. But just as they are hitting it off, she suddenly checks her watch. As they part, a hint of reluctance lingers in both of their eyes. Suddenly, Ella speaks up, saying she will be back here for breakfast the day after tomorrow. Nick understands immediately, and they reach an unspoken agreement. Nick hasn't felt this relaxed in a long time, and Ella feels the same. She even starts dancing uncontrollably. Unexpectedly, as the truck between them pulls away, she realizes Nick is also dancing on the other side. The moment their eyes meet is both awkward and sweet. The next day, Nick invites a friend to play golf. Perhaps because his mind is elsewhere, he swings too hard. The ball flies right past the boundary of the course toward the distant seaside. But just as he goes to retrieve the ball, Nick can't believe his eyes. Ella appears before him, dressed like a fairy. As she draws closer, Nick is instantly pushed to the ground. But just as he is enjoying the moment, his friend suddenly appears. It turns out it was all a hallucination caused by Nick being hit by a golf ball. A flash of disappointment crosses his eyes, but faced with his friend's teasing, Nick immediately and awkwardly denies it. That evening, to prove he really doesn't care, Nick goes on a date with a beautiful woman at a bar. Nick still has his charm, and the woman repeatedly expresses her affection for him, but he is distracted, his mind constantly filled with Ella's smile. His cold attitude causes the date to end abruptly. The next day, Nick arrives at the restaurant as promised. Ella enters shortly after and sits in the same spot. Thinking she hasn't seen him, Nick takes the initiative to go over and say hello. Nick looks bewildered. Ella was the one who suggested they meet before they left last time, yet now she doesn't remember him at all. Ella plans to call the staff to kick him out. Nick, thinking his joke upset her, tries to explain, but the owner gives him no chance and drags him straight out the door. Confused, Nick listens as the owner reveals the truth about Ella's accident. She lost her short-term memory. She remembers her entire life up until the night before the accident. It's as if every night, while she sleeps, her memory is washed clean. To prevent Ella from breaking down upon learning her condition, her family and friends act along with her. Every day, Ella paints on the warehouse wall, and after every birthday, the father and son restore everything in the house to its original state. They prepare the same day's newspaper, rewrap the gifts, and finally paint over her mural with white paint, as if nothing ever happened. On the other side, a dejected Nick confides in his friend. His friend suggests that since Ella's day repeats, he should just win her over every single day. After all, once Nick leaves, she won't remember any of it. So, the next morning, Nick returns to the restaurant. The cook, however, is unimpressed, thinking Nick is being too conceited. Ella might not want to talk to him today, and this isn't a bar where people want to be disturbed during a quiet breakfast. Nick doesn't believe it, and bets that Ella will fall for him again. Coincidentally, Ella is building a little house out of waffles today. Nick confidently pulls out a toothpick and starts the previous script, but this time it won't work, and Ella scolded him, saying, "Don't you know that you shouldn't put your hands into someone else's food?" Nick has no choice but to walk away awkwardly, but he still refuses to give up. The next day, Nick brings a drawing of Ella's family, trying to play the emotional card. His attempt fails again, and he retreats to his seat in shame. Trying once more, Nick decides to use his best skill, acting. He starts to cry. Nick's Oscar-worthy acting actually works on Ella. Unable to bear it, she decides to let him share her table and teaches him how to read. Nick then uses his flirting expertise to keep the conversation going under the guise of being her student. During the talk, he casually mentions the fishy smell on his hands. Of course, her response is exactly the same as before. They have a wonderful time, but as Nick sees Ella in her car, he suddenly thinks back to his fairy daydream. As a habitual player, he is afraid of falling into the whirlpool of love, so he decides to part ways with her. This erratic behavior allows Ella to see through his act. Ella refuses to listen to any more explanations and drives away. Nick follows close behind. The restaurant owner, sensing something is wrong, immediately calls Ella's father. When Nick arrives at Ella's house, the father, without a word, pulls him to the beach and warns him to stay away from her. The words of Ella's father leave Nick speechless, and he has no choice but to compromise and leave. After returning, Nick works distractedly while seeking advice from a colleague. His colleague's words wake him up. Since he can't go to the restaurant, Nick decides to wait along the road where Ella drives. Upon seeing her car, he pulls out prepared tools, pretends his car has broken down, and approaches her. This is their fourth time meeting. In the time that follows, Nick creates all sorts of chance encounters, rain or shine, never stopping for a moment. He even enlists his friends to act out scenes, though his friend usually ends up in a rather miserable state. One day, Nick chooses to kidnap himself. Before Ella arrives, however, her father shows up. Nick nervously goes to Ella's house, prepared for a scolding, but unexpectedly, her father doesn't blame him. Instead, he takes Nick to the warehouse. It turns out that because of Nick's appearance, Ella's life has changed slightly. The father saw everything and said he would no longer stand in Nick's way. With her father's permission, Nick returns to the restaurant. This time, he doesn't use any tricks to talk to her. He states his purpose directly, Although rejected, Nick is not discouraged. But an unexpected situation occurs. Outside, a police officer is checking Ella's car and preparing to write a ticket. Seeing this, Ella rushes out and explains that her plates haven't expired, believing the officer is acting unlawfully. She grabs a bystander's newspaper to prove it is October, only to accidentally see the actual date. She rushes to a newsstand and flips through all the papers, finding that none of them match the time in her memory. Ella hurries home to ask her father. Knowing he can no longer hide it, the father gives Ella the newspapers he has been preparing. Unable to accept the truth, she rushes out to the seaside pier and bursts into tears. Then, her father gives her a stack of documents containing her drawings, photos of the accident scene, and notes about her brain surgery. These are the things Ella cannot remember. After seeing this, Ella still can't believe it and wants to hear it from a doctor. Her father replies that over the past 300 days, Ella has discovered the truth more than once and chose to compromise each time. But this time is different. Everyone goes to the hospital together. The doctor shows Ella's brain CT results and patiently explains that she has Goldfield syndrome. Scar tissue prevents her short-term memory from being converted into long-term memory while she sleeps. Although her current condition is stable, the doctor has to tell her again, but it could be worse. The doctor takes Ella to the central area of the care facility, where patients have the same symptoms, including one with a 7-second memory. On the way home, the family is preoccupied, and the atmosphere is heavy. Although Ella knows she will forget today, she can't help but call out to Nick. A few days later, Nick brings a bouquet of lilies and a special videotape to Ella, saying it was sent by an admirer. Curious, Ella plays the tape. The beginning shows her what she has missed so far. As the scenes switch, Ella catches up on her missing memories. When she sees the footage of the cow-induced accident, she instinctively looks at her father. His silent expression says it all. Later, Nick enlists friends to reenact the scene of meeting Ella in the restaurant. Though the performance is clumsy and funny, it shows Nick's heart. Ella sees through Nick's little tricks, but she still kisses him. Even though for her, it will always be their first kiss. After 23 dates, Nick takes Ella to his workplace. There, Ella experiences the joy of interacting with animals, and their hearts grow even closer. Even as they sleep that night, they savor the beauty of the day in their dreams. But when she wakes up the next morning, a memoryless Ella panics and knocks Nick out with a racket. Fortunately, her father and brother arrive with the videotape in time to calm her down. However, when Ella goes to apologize, she accidentally overhears Nick's thoughts. To fulfill his dream of sailing, he had saved for 10 years to build a boat. Now, seeing that Ella has improved because of him, he has decided to put that plan aside. Hearing this, Ella is filled with mixed emotions and makes a difficult decision. She takes her diary to the aquarium to find Nick. Seeing his excited face makes her heart ache, but regardless, she doesn't want to hold him back. Despite Nick's reluctance, he accepts Ella's request. Together, they delete every record of each other from her diary and reformat the files for printing. Ella's eyes are filled with tears, yet she doesn't stop her hands from burning every single page related to Nick. After finishing, both fall into a heavy silence. At that moment, just as Nick turns to leave, she calls out. Afterward, both return to their normal lives. Ella continues her painting, while Nick returns to his work. Occasionally, Nick reminisces about their time together, and even crosses paths with Ella when she visits the aquarium. But they have already become strangers. Although his heart is filled with longing, Nick knows he must let go and move forward to achieve his own dreams. On the day of his departure, friends and family come to say goodbye. Nick is especially happy to see Ella's family arrive. After some brief small talk, her father pulls a mysterious small gift from his pocket. After accepting it, Nick sets sail for the distance. It isn't until he opens the package that he discovers it is a CD-1, featuring a song Ella used to sing. Facing the sea breeze and the music, Nick sings along as he sails, but eventually, he breaks down in tears. Then, Nick immediately turns the boat around and rushes to the care facility, bursting into the lounge to find Ella among the crowd. Although Ella claims not to remember him, she isn't surprised by his arrival. She invites Nick to visit her studio. The room is filled almost entirely with portraits of Nick. Ella explains that she doesn't know who he is, but for some reason, she dreams of him every night. After introducing themselves once again, the two can no longer control their longing, and embrace tightly. After the trials of 50 first dates, their love finally bears fruit. After watching a new videotape, Ella is surprised to find that she has already reached the Arctic. Her world changed overnight, yet it feels as though nothing has changed at all. At the end of the story, Nick has not only realized his dream, but has also found love. True love is the willingness to treat every day as a first love for the sake of another. It is the ability to maintain that initial spark amidst the currents of the world. Memories may fade and passion may cool, but the power of true love allows us to fall in love with the same person over and over again in the midst of ordinary days. And with this scene, our story comes to an end. And friends, don't forget to share your thoughts about this video in the comments section. Thanks for watching.